In this lesson, I'll be introducing you to digital illustration. And there are some important concepts that we actually need to go over so that you can get the best, most productive workflow. So for this demonstration, I'll be teaching you how to use all of the features in Autodesk Sketchbook. But again, these features are very common amongst other digital illustration apps or other applications on your computer, such as Photoshop. Okay, so inside of the interface, this is the first thing you'll most likely see. This is what we call the home screen. And on the home screen, you can basically preview all the pictures that you have created. Now, if you're using this on your iPad, you'll notice that on the top it says ungrouped. When you click that, on the top left side, you're able to switch between iCloud or local storage. Now, this might be the same for you if you're using an Android device. Just make sure that you always choose iCloud storage or some kind of cloud storage. That way, your work is always saved online. Okay. Okay, so let's get into the interface. So from the home screen here, you see that there's a little plus sign at the bottom side. This allows you to create a new sketch. So I'll be able to show you how that works by clicking on Create New Sketch. And then from here, you can choose the orientation. So horizontally is referred to as landscape, and vertically is referred to as portrait. Now you can also change the dimensions of the file, but we're going to keep it as a standard portrait for now. Okay, now I'm going to pinch on my screen to zoom in and out, and that's pretty basic, so you kind of know that. Okay, so what is digital illustration? Basically, it's a term that refers to any kind of illustration that you create on your computer or on your digital device. And there's some advantages to doing so. Now, digital illustration typically will not replace traditional illustration, but it does offer several advantages, such as saving of work, such as undoing mistakes and stuff like that. So I'm going to now show you the most important parts of the interface that you need to be aware of. So on the extreme right-hand side here, you see something called the Layers panel. Now the Layers panel is really, really important. Why? Because assume we have created a really wonderful picture, and we also added some color to it. So let's just say we added some red color to it. Okay, so what happens if we say, oh, wait a minute, that's a mistake. I need to erase that red. So go with our eraser, and when we start erasing, we'll notice that it also takes away our line work. So this is where layers are very, very powerful. Now, if you click on the Layer Plus button, that creates a new layer. Now, if I were to use the same technique, let's just say blue for differentiation purposes. So I'm gonna paint over with blue, and maybe I made a mistake. Okay, so now if I go with my eraser and I try to take away, you'll notice that it doesn't take away the underlying layer. It just takes away the layer that I am currently working on. So this is really powerful for something referred to as non-destructive workflow or non-destructive editing. So very, very powerful. Every time you want to create a new effect or a new part of the illustration, I encourage you to always create that on a new layer. Now, I'm not really sure how many layers you're limited to here, but I'm sure that you could do over 10 if you really needed to on this particular version. If you want to manipulate a layer, you tap once on the layer, and this allows you to see a couple options here. So for example, if you don't like a layer, you can always delete it. And let's just say, for example, we wanted to change how light or dark it appears on screen. We can change something called opacity. We can change the blending modes here. We can also label them according to specific colors. So for example, if we say the red layer, the red dots represent all our color work, that helps you stay organized. You can also merge layers together by clicking the merge button. Okay, so layers are very, very important. The next thing on the left side here are the brush tools. Now, brush tools basically refers to all these tools that you see on the left side. Now, it's very important to kind of get familiar with all of these tools. If, for example, you do not find the tool that you're interested in, you can simply click the first icon to open up the brush library. Now, the brush library is super helpful because it allows you to not only choose a brush, but also to change the way the brush settings apply and work. So for example, let's just say I wanted to go for this airbrush here. I can have access to this advanced tab here, and that allows me to control things like pressure, flow, etc. Okay, you can even attach stamps to this. Now, this requires lots of experimentation, so this particular lesson is just going to be an overview. So on the top side here of this menu, this is referred to as the control bar or the home bar. So the top left one is quite important because it allows you to go back to your gallery. It also allows you to save your sketches. So that's really important. And I encourage you guys to do this like every 5 or 10 minutes so you do not lose your work. You can also bring in pictures using the import button, and that allows you to access your gallery. And then finally, we're going to talk about blending modes. Let's bring in a picture. Okay, so that's going to be our picture. Now, I want this picture to kind of merge with the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that layer. I'm going to tap on the layer once, and then I'm going to choose on blending modes or blending. And now I can play with some of these blending modes, and this allows the image to kind of merge with the background. So this creates a really cool digital effect that is almost impossible to simulate on an actual paper and canvas. So very powerful. And that is a quick introduction to digital illustration.